Improving product quality is, in many ways, equivalent to winning a battle. The workshop is a second battlefield, and the more skilled craftsmen there are, the more advanced and precise the weapons and equipment produced for national defense. Jiangnan Shipbuilding, located on Changsheng Island in Shanghai, is the birthplace of China's domestically built aircraft carriers. Among the massive steel structures on site, the 1,600-ton gantry crane stands out prominently. As the largest gantry crane at Jiangnan Shipbuilding, it stands 110 meters tall, about the height of a 30-story building, and can lift whole sections weighing up to 1,600 tons. These components will be used to build large vessels in the 10,000-ton class.
1600吨司机，把钩子一起起吊，钩子一起起吊。
Liang Jingyu, 38, operates this steel giant, lifting a massive 1,400-ton liquid tank. Although the behemoth moves less than 100 meters from lift-off to precise placement on a pallet truck, fewer than 10 people in the country can perform this operation, and Liang Jingyu is one of them. The greatest challenge lies in the operator's delicate control of the handle, ensuring the hook moves smoothly within millimeter-level precision. Once the crane begins to move, inertia is inevitable. Controlling that inertia and keeping the load stable requires long-term experience and is far more difficult than it appears. Liang Jingyu must minimize the hook's swing to prevent damage to the suspended load, the hull, or even potential danger to personnel on the ground. The movements of her push and pull handle are almost invisible to the naked eye. Maintaining the perfect speed and rhythm over long periods has become her signature skill. Liang Jingyu possesses not only exceptional technique, but also remarkable composure. Once she sits in the cab, her focus narrows entirely to the load and the operation, shutting out noise and emotional distractions. The entire hoisting process requires at least 6 people to monitor and coordinate. Liang Jingyu maintains constant communication with ground personnel while her partner driver double-checks every movement. Her operation flows with the smoothness of drifting clouds and running water. After 4 hours, the 1,400-ton load was placed precisely on to the designated position on the pallet truck in a single attempt. For Liang Jingyu today, achieving millimeter-level smoothness in hook movement has become a basic skill. Yet when she first encountered gantry cranes, this very technique once felt like an unreachable peak. Coming to the island to operate a crane and becoming a skilled craftsperson was a life Liang Jingyu never imagined for herself. When she arrived at the old Jiangnan factory in 2007, she was inexperienced and didn't fully understand the responsibilities of her crane operator position. Later, as she practiced her skills, she began to feel a sense of pride. None of these massive structures can be moved without her. She is the one who lifts them. The greatest challenge in operating a gantry crane is controlling the hook. The inertia generated when a load moves is the main cause of hook swing. Liang Jingyu must understand, anticipate, and counteract this inertia, which requires deep familiarity with the crane's performance. For example, handling 800 tons is very different from handling 1,600 tons, and 800 tons behaves differently from a small crane's load. So she must understand the performance of every crane she operates in order to predict its inertia. Continuous exploration and growing familiarity allow her to take on increasingly difficult challenges. Liang Jingyu has grown from a novice into a leader in her industry. With a college education, she became the first person to operate a giant gantry crane for precision hoisting, an advanced individual in Jiangnan Shipbuilding, an outstanding team leader in her department, and the leader of an award-winning team. Behind these honors is her deep respect for her craft. Since I chose this job, I must do it well. That has always been my goal. Aren't you afraid? No, I'm not. Because our work requires us to be at such great heights. You might feel dizzy, but we've grown used to it. Day and night, Changxing Island is busy, and Liang Jingyu uses her unique precision and courage to work high above the ground, helping the great ships of her nation set sail toward the deep sea. From 100 meters above, we witness the heavy equipment of a major power. From the moment a section is lifted to the completion of assembly and the ship's launch, we follow it all the way. Every time I see a ship undocked and delivered, I feel proud because we contributed to it. What does a single micron mean for a firearm? In China's independently developed Type 20 small arms family, the effective range of the 5.8mm high-precision rifle is about 800 meters. A well-trained marksman can still achieve accurate single-shot fire at even longer distances. The bullet's deviation over hundreds of meters is closely related to micron-level deformation inside the barrel.
所以观看我就可以了。工作范围内哦，只相差2微米。
2微米啊？我们能不能做到1微米以内嘛？
Zhang Wei's apprentices have long grown accustomed to his meticulousness. The component they are machining is the measuring tool for the Type 20 family's barrels. In firearm manufacturing, the measuring tool is like a ruler. It sets the standards for every workpiece. For example, the tolerance for our barrel workpiece is 2 wires, which equals 20 microns. According to our standards, the gauge must reach 1/10 of the workpiece's tolerance, meaning 2 microns. 1 micron is about 1/70th the diameter of a human hair, a level of precision that current CNC machines struggle to achieve. Although most of the gauge-making process can be completed with machine tools, the fine details of the metal surface still require manual polishing by a skilled fitter. Zhang Wei's hands are calloused, yet to his apprentices they seem capable of anything. At this moment, he carefully grinds the surface to narrow the tolerance by that final micron. With just the right technique, the gauge's surface finally reaches the precision required by the design. Zhang Wei's skill comes from 34 years of dedicated study and hard work, and even now he spends at least 10 minutes a day practicing with all stones to continually refine his touch and stability. When I first arrived, we all had to practice, but my master practiced every single day. Even though each session lasts only about 10 minutes, I still admire his persistence after more than 30 years. When Zhang Wei's singing drifts out of the workshop, it means he has just completed a piece he is satisfied with. To others, a fitter's work may look repetitive and monotonous, but I find great joy in it. Zhang Wei's happiness comes from the confidence built through constant practice. Polishing parts until they shine like mirrors is considered a basic skill. Producing high-precision measuring tools that exceed standards is his true pursuit. A tolerance of 0.8 microns is already a major challenge for most fitters, yet Zhang Wei processes hundreds of measuring tools each day, keeping each one within a 1 micron tolerance. This is the mark of his craftsmanship. To me, craftsmanship means pursuing perfection. Although absolute zero tolerance is not yet possible, we must get as close to it as we can. The grinding table may be only 3 feet long, and the fitter's workshop only a small space, but it is where the precision tools for a great nation are forged. In the Type 20 firearm family, a pistol requires hundreds of measuring tools, while a rifle requires thousands. The design and machining of most of these tools rely heavily on the efforts of Zhang Wei's team. Through exceptional skill, he has grown from an ordinary worker into a national technical expert, and the measuring tools he produces are regarded as flawless by all who use them. Today, the Skill Master Studio led by Zhang Wei has cultivated a dynamic and innovative team of craftsmen. They work in a world measured in microns, establishing the standards for the Type 20 firearm family to ensure that each weapon can deliver accurate and decisive performance. Over the years, our nation's firearms technology has steadily advanced, and the Type 20 family continues to evolve. In the future, there may be Type 30, Type 40, or even Type 50 models. Working in this field brings both a sense of honor and a sense of urgency. New firearms inevitably demand higher standards, and our measuring tools must keep pace. This constant pressure pushes me to keep learning new techniques and technologies. Only then can we ensure that the finest weapons are placed in the hands of our soldiers.